International students, after bearing with the high tuition fee of the universities, I know a lot of you guys take up huge loans to cover up the tuition itself. And if you don't secure a job in 90 days itself, you have to leave the United States and go back to your home country. I don't think that sounds very fair, do you? So in this video, I'm talking to you about the lowest tuition universities with the highest chances in terms of jobs. Not only that, but these jobs should be high paying. So I'll be quoting the average salary as well for all of these universities as I go on. Hence, if you are looking to pursue a Master of Science, that is an MS in US, could be in any field, could be computer science, could be business analytics, could be information systems, could be really chemical engineering, anything that you're going for, as long as it's a master's degree in basically US, MS in US basically, you would be able to find this video very helpful. But first, I need to clear a myth. And the myth is that only public universities have a high return on investment. That myth stems from our knowledge of our own country. Believe it or not, if you really think deep down, public universities in our country are the best and we know it. However, that is not the case overseas. I want you to understand this, that exceptions do exist. In fact, if you would think hard enough, I'm sure you would find some exceptions in our own country as well. Anyway, let's keep all of that aside. We're going to be talking about both public and private universities, but before that, remember, data changes every year. This video is going to get outdated. Regardless, for the next 3 to 4 years, the video is going to be very well pertinent. And after that, of course, I'll renew it. I'll make it again. This video is based off of data that we have collected through two mechanisms. Number one, the YMGrad's high-ranked low tuition universities. That's the number one mechanism, where you can actually go ahead and check for yourself as well, which are the high-ranked low tuition universities, not only in the US, but all over the world in most cases. The second factor that we've used over here is the YMGrad University search filters page, where we can filter universities based on any level of tuition. Let's say I want to have maximum of 25 lakhs of tuition, for instance. I want to have maximum of $10,000 of living expenses, whatever I want, and I want it in the US itself, and I want it in the state of Florida. It's all possible to do, right? However, we have gone deeper and we have also found the best return on investment for you. Alright guys, then without further ado, let's begin. The number one university I have on my list is the University of California, Berkeley. And I'm sure you would have heard of this because this is the best university in the UC system. The average tuition is close to $26,770, and this is per annum, of course. The perk over here that you get is that it's less than 1 hour away from Silicon Valley. Moreover, GRE is neither required nor accepted. So even if you want to submit it, they won't accept it. Hence, you don't need to worry about the test either. I believe if you can get into the University of California, Berkeley, you would not have a dearth of jobs as long as you are putting in the work on performing and getting a good GPA and actually doing a lot of network. The number two university I have on my list is the University of Texas at Austin. Of course, this is the best university in the UT system. Now you might ask, why Texas though? And I'll explain in just a bit. Regardless, this is one of the top most research-oriented schools in the US. So if you ever want to pursue research or PhD or work in Google Brain, Microsoft Research, these universities should be your target. GRE is not considered at University of Texas Austin as well, by the way. And now, why did I choose a Texas-based university when there's better locations out there? Well, because of this. Because the state of Texas has declared that even if you can get $1,000 scholarship, just $1,000 scholarship, you would be able to pay in-state tuition. And do you know how much the difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition is? It's almost double. So if in-state people, but basically people of Texas, pay $15,000 per annum, international students pay about $30,000. Well, you would be eligible for just paying in-state tuition. That's about $15,000 if you can just bag a scholarship of $1,000 itself from the university. And I'll show you an example of that in this video if you stick around. By the way, the average tuition at University of Texas Austin is just under $20,000. I know I should not use the word just, but if you take a look at what other universities charge, you will understand where I'm coming from. University number 3, University of California, Los Angeles. Yes, we're going back to the California state. It's the most prestigious university in the part of Southern California, basically. The average tuition is $26,600. Average salary is somewhere around $120,000 US, which is quite a lot to just start with. There are a lot of job fairs and a lot of employers and a lot of employment opportunities in the Southern California area. So I would put this on number 3 on my list. Number 4, and this is where we move to a private university. Cornell University. It has a very good return on investment. It's based out of New York. The average tuition is a little lower than $30,000 and the average salary is $125K. So that's quite a lot. One more interesting fact about Cornell is that 58% of the students who are currently attending are international students. By the way, if you go on to the YMGrad website and you type in any university name, you can go onto its page and you can actually rate your chances. You can understand what is your chance of getting into that university. Is it moderate? Is it safe? Is it ambitious? You can even see a graph over there and you can find out what kind of students get accepted. And this is a very sparse graph. We have much more densely populated graphs, guys. And all these charts are absolutely free. So go ahead and check it out. The Rate My Chances tool would also be using data from your specific profile and an AI-based algorithm in the background to actually generate the percentage probability for you, and it'll also tell you what it means. Regardless, let's move on to university number 5. And that is University of Wisconsin at Madison. Now, it's one of the top universities in the US for MS. You would see that it's very well ranked for most degrees out there. Computer science ranking 12, mechanical engineering ranking under 20 again. Many good programs offered in University of Wisconsin at Madison itself, even though it's located a little bit far off from some of the most prestigious universities. And the reason that it performs so well is, of course, research, and a lot of employers prefer hiring from this university. Your average tuition is somewhere around $24,000 and you would be making a return on investment in terms of your average salary of just a little under $100,000 per year. University number 6, and this is one of the most popular ones amongst you guys. It's none other than the Northeastern University. Now, the reason for choosing this is the amazing location that it is featured in, and that is Boston. Moreover, they offer co-op programs, and if you don't know what they mean, it basically means that you study for 6 months, you work in the industry with a company and actually help them with their projects for 6 months. Whatever, take your break of the summer, winter, whatever, you go back, you study for a little bit, then you work for a little bit. That's how the program goes. It's alternating semesters of study and work. That means you get to make a lot of connections in the industry, and Northeastern students, and Northeastern itself is rated number 1 for co-op. The average tuition is $25,000 per annum, and 86% of the students at Northeastern are international students. I think that's a huge fact that just 14% are domestic. So our environment in itself is going to be quite metropolitan. Moreover, as from you can see in the image, Northeastern has chosen to waive off any GRE requirements that there were. University number 7, and that is SUNY Buffalo. The reason for adding this, the New York advantage. You have no dearth of opportunities, no dearth of jobs. The average tuition is close to $23,300 per annum, and it is GRE optional. What that means is if you submit a score, great, they will consider it. If you don't submit it, that's also fine. Now you may ask, will it penalize you? In certain cases, you might see some little lesser scholarships, but not in all of cases. SUNY Buffalo has a whooping 84.5% of students as international. Let's move on to the next one, and that is University of Texas at Dallas, UTD. And I have a big surprise for you. Remember when I said stay in the video and I'll show you something? Well, here it is. Remember when I said Texas, the whole state has a policy. If you get $1,000 scholarship itself, you will be able to pay in-state tuition. That is half of what internationals pay. Well, here it is. Take a look at the iMoney of a student that we work with. I've blurred out their personal details, but look at that. On the right, you see that they have gotten a $1,000 scholarship. On the left, you see that their annual tuition is just about $15,000. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, UTD does not come cheap. The average tuition is close to $28,000. It became $15K simply because this person was able to actually qualify for an in-state tuition. By the way, the salary at UT Dallas, the average one after you pass out, is close to $90,000. So I think that's a pretty good return on investment right there, especially if you could bag the 50% tuition waiver, that is the in-state tuition eligibility. Remember guys, these are just some of the things that your counselor should be telling you. And if that's not happening, or if you're not sure where to go, connect with me on WhatsApp and I can tell you many more of these secrets to save up on your money when you invest it in an international education. Because whatever doesn't stay in your pocket doesn't come to ours, it's essentially going to the university. And we would like to minimize that as much as possible. University number 9. Stony Brook University. Of course, this also is located in New York. That's one of the biggest reasons of choosing this. So the return on investment is quite high. The opportunities are quite high. Networking is quite high. Stony Brook has extended its GRE waivers. That means you still get to apply without the GRE. The average tuition is close to $22,300 and the average salary is $74,000 per annum after you graduate. Let's move on to the final one over here. Number 10. San Jose State University. Now, I generally do not like to include universities below a certain ranking, but SJSU is quite different. Even though it is a part of the CSU system, California State University system, SJSU has a specialty. And that specialty is that it's located just 15 minutes away from the Silicon Valley. That means quite a lot of employers have their eyes on SJSU and its applicants. Hence, you will generally face no dearth of opportunities in terms of internships or jobs and job fairs. Moreover, the average tuition is just close to $20,000. That means you're not really spending a lot and you can get a lot for your money staying in the area that you are. So I hope you understand the location matters, the ranking matters, and of course, a lot of things go into the mix of it. But these universities have a lower tuition as compared to many other universities in the US and a very high return on investment. If I were you, I would not miss them. And of course, if you need more help, WhatsApp me and I can tell you more about what I can do for you. I hope this video helps. If it does, make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram where we have a lot more content like this coming your way. Thank you so much for watching this one and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care.